we are now at the Quinault Beach Casino, and we're getting ready to go in and see the She-Squatchers. So we're going to give them what they came here for, and that is a look at Sasquatch. Sasquatch Summit? Nope, didn't scare me. I'm Bigfoot. Thank you. Where's the restaurant?
Right back. Take a right.
Hey, Bigfoot's here. Really? Don't be scared. I'm here to see the She-Squatchers. She-Squatchers. They're in the restaurant. I can find them.
I haven't seen them.
Do you know where the She-Squatchers are? How do I get to the restaurant? Is this the restaurant? Okay, well I need the restaurant. So we're just gonna go in and whoops. Alright, that looks a little better. Hello there, I'm Bigfoot. I'm Bigfoot. Are you looking for Bigfoot? There's the She-Squatchers. I found them. Alright, and
Say you were coming like that.
well, I wanted to surprise you.
I want to take a picture.
Okay. Well, I told you you'd recognize me.
Well, yeah. Okay, now I gotta wait this. Okay. So I'm on
This,
video.
you can get a lot of mileage out of these Bigfoot suits.
You look fabulous.
All right, well, now that should...
I just got here and we'll get one. Okay, get up.
Hello, everybody. I am sitting here with the She-Squatchers, and we are at the Quinault Casino getting ready for the Sasquatch Summit. Now, we've got one day where we can go out and actually do some real bona fide she-squatching. But before we do that, let's just introduce the group. Here we have Jen, Tammy, and over there we have Janet.
Hi.
All right, so who's the most beautiful of the she-squatchers?
These two.
Oh,
This one right here.
Yeah, well-
This one right here.
I'm actually only an honorary member because I don't have the proper members for the She-Squatchers. So, all right, so today we are going to go out and we're going to look for Bigfoot, but the She-Squatchers have a particular style of searching using remote viewing. And normally what they do is they will look at a map. But we're not going to have access to maps while we're out in the field because no internet connection here on the west coast of Washington State. So how are we going to do this remote viewing thing?
We were unprepared for that, actually, because we have traveled all over the country, literally from coast to coast. And this is our first time to the West Coast looking for Bigfoot. We always have internet connection no matter where we are. This is the first time we've struggled. So this is a new experience for us. I don't know how we're going to jump that hurdle. We're going to maybe take some screenshots of some maps we can check out.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I've got a Google Map little photo thing, little video thing I'm going to show you guys. And this is what we're going to be actually remote viewing. So let's just take a look at this. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see this video. If you're listening on our podcast, of course you won't be able to see this map, but just check it out on Google Earth. Now we're going to start at Ocean Shores, and we are going to go basically out to the first intersection and take a left, which will take us out to the coast. Now we're going to go up the coast all the way to a place called Talola, and from there Tammy wants to view some rocks. So we're going to go up there and try to find a place where Tammy can view her rocks. After that, we're going to continue north until we hit Ruby Beach. When we hit Ruby Beach, Tammy also has had some indications of something happening there that's important to her. After we hit Ruby Beach, we're going to hit Lake Quinault, which, Jen, could you talk about what you've seen at Lake Quinault?
All right, so this is a really large area out here in Washington to try to remote view without specifically knowing hotspots. So I was drawn to the Lake Quinault area multiple times, just did some quick remote viewing there a couple of weeks over the last couple of weeks, and easily saw Bigfoot showing up on my geographic remote view as I viewed the satellite images from Minnesota. What I do is I'll drop a pin, send the GPS coordinates to my team, and not really say anything to them about it other than have a look at this and see what you see. And they send GPS coordinates back to me with telling me what they see there. So that's kind of our confirmation. The one particular one that I sent at Quinault Lake, I had seen some Bigfoot there following along the creek bed, up into the woods from this creek bed. And I dropped a pin next to this area, sent it to my team. Jenna looked at it and she sent it back. She says, I see 2 Bigfoot there. That was our confirmation that what I was seeing, she was seeing the same thing. So that was definitely a place of interest that we wanted to go to. When we're traveling, if we have internet access, which I'm suspecting it'll be patchy, I think we're still going to get some access sometimes. Then we'll check again, because we like to check in the moment. What's here now? What's here today? And so that's the thing that might hold us back. If we don't have our internet access, we can't ask what's here now, what's here today. So that might hold us back a little bit. I pay extra for my cell service because we've had super cell service everywhere else. I'm really surprised to be struggling here.
Jen, you're in the wild, wild west, so
Yes.
welcome. All right, so Tammy or Jenna, you have anything to add to our expectations for the day? What do you think we're going to see?
I'm just hoping we get to see a lot of Washington's beauty. And Bigfoot, hopefully, and hopefully we can get that going. That remote viewing with the internet out there, I doubt it, but we can try.
All right, well, I'm really excited to be out with the She-Squatchers. What about you, Tammy? Are you happy to be out with Encounters USA?
Definitely, we're very happy and very grateful to you for taking us out and showing us the sites and showing us the Bigfoot spots. And hopefully we'll get out there and find some Bigfoot stuff.
Well, it's really my pleasure because, except for my beautiful wife, you're the only 3 beautiful women I can hang out with.
Aww.
So let's go. Let's go see some Bigfoot.
Let's say hi to the wife. Hi, wife.
Starting out, I have to admit, I was just a little bit skeptical. I mean, come on. 3 ladies from Minnesota in the Northwest for the first time, looking for Bigfoot. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a giggle fest or if they were going to turn and run away the first time they saw an aggressive squirrel or chipmunk. But there were 3 of them and one at me. I didn't want to let my male chauvinism display itself too much. I couldn't let the girls leave Ocean Shores that day without experiencing the thrill of doing donuts down at the beach. Yahoo! It's really a lot of fun, and it's probably pretty scary for somebody from a place like Minnesota. A few thousand, maybe more.
There's a huge drop-offs in the ocean.
This is all what's called.
Oh, look at you, smarty patardi.
I know. This is an all-weather notepad, so we'll be able to write no matter if it's raining or not in Washington.
Wow.
But so we've got this, and then parka in case we find anything and need it for some reason, and then we've got a tape measure. So
Awesome sauce.
Yes.
You're a smarty patardi.
how about? And then I just put I just put the batteries into the GoPro, and that's one thing that we usually use during the day. We've got a Hero GoPro. Jen also has another one similar to the GoPro. So
I'm sorry. Did you say Hero GoPro?
Hero GoPro, yeah.
Who's that named after?
He wants me to say him.
After me.
And you said something about what's your night vision capability?
Oh, yes, that's a fun part. So, we have the Seek. Let me see here. Is that up? So, the Seek, this is a machine, it's a thermal. So, what you do is you point it, and it also has a flashlight. So it's taking the thermal here, and while that's going, you're holding it up, and you're getting to see what its thermal, the thermal images here, which is really nice. It just doesn't have that clarity that the GoPro has. But we also have a FLIR. Now the FLIR is great to use too. This is also night gear. This is a pocket FLIR. Now this FLIR is amazing because it does have a lot of the crisp, clearness that you can really see the clear, but it doesn't have a distance, so you really can't see it much more than just outside of the inside of the forestry. So,
which is how far? I mean,
how many feet do you think?
I don't know. On the night vision, I'd probably say like 50 feet. Because the
100 even.
yeah.
For this one?
Yeah, because when we took the video on top of the mountain in Tennessee, it was still very clear, even though we were at least 30 feet away from him.
It was still very clear.
But you know what? I went and I videotaped some deer that walked by you and Matthew when you guys were out there, and I could barely see a deer in here. But then I used the other one, the Seek, and that's when I saw the deer. So I don't understand.
I think
if
we
you
need
mix.
both. So
well, we'll
mix
figure
these
it out.
two, please.
into one item.
Well, luckily I know the UFO I team, those guys can set you straight. They have, I don't know, they have some not as good as yours though. They're going to be really upset when these.
Hey, here we are.
Here we are, this is the road. Now it's going that way. In a minute, it's going to go back that way. So it's pretty cool.
You're very knowledgeable of this road.
Yes, I grew up here.
How many times have you been on this road, Matthew? None times. That is, I'm so glad that, and here it was curvy, just like you said.
Yep, I'm kind of clairvoyant that way.
See.
Now, do you have your thing rolling still?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're going to be coming up on a place called Queets, right? And do you know why they call it Queets?
No.
Because in the 1700s, the British and the Spanish fought a battle there. They were contesting the ownership of the area, and the Spanish got the worst of it. So after a while, they came out to the British and they said, "Hey, man, that's enough. We Queets." So that's why it's called Queets.
So in the front seat, we've got Jenna Grover. Hey, Jenna. Hello. Whoop. We've got Matthew Hines, Encounters USA. He's driving us around beautiful ocean and coastal areas up here in Washington, north of Ocean Shores. And we're on this road.
Also, I'm from Encounters USA. You could
Yes, I said that.
mention that.
And here we've got Tammy.
Hi.
And we've got me. Hello. All right, I think I got myself in that shot, but not sure. Anyway, so we're on the road. We're going to some undisclosed locations. We've got some awesome woods over here. Sorry, that's going to make you dizzy. And we'll check back in with you later.
Okay, now you can talk.
Can you hold it up there, Jenna?
Yep. Okay, sorry, I had to get this ready. Okay. So we were just talking about.
Jenna, you're not on the video.
Yes, she is. It's on.
It's the sun. Oh, here. There we go.
There we go. Hey, there we are.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so what equipment are we using?
So one of the things that we're going to use today is a Hero. It's a Hero 4, and it is a GoPro, and it is absolutely amazing. It has distance, it has sound,
and the clarity is amazing. So that's one of the things.
Is that hero named after anybody?
It's named after me.
Oh, God. Thought maybe it was me, but all right, Tammy. It's all you.
All right, so we were just discussing, I have an action cam that's just very much like the GoPro Hero that Jenna's got, but Tammy's going to be using that today, and we're wondering if she wants to wear, who's going to wear which strap. So we have a headgear, we have a shoulder strap, and we have a...
As we ventured up the coast looking for these islands off of the coast, which are actually rock formations, I began to realize we were just not going to be able to make it that far north and then connect back to 101. We'd have to backtrack. That means we were losing daylight even more quickly. Okay, well, we are on our way up to, where are we going? We're going to Ruby Beach. And right now we have an issue. If you can see outside, we are looking at a diminishing daylight factor. And right now we are sitting at some automated stop sign. I hope this isn't some broken down gadget that's going to keep us here all day. But we're about 30 miles out of Ruby Beach, and we are moving out. Yahoo!
Woo-woo!
By the time we arrived at Ruby Beach, it was getting a little bit late and the shadows were getting very long. We didn't have any time to waste, so we headed right down to the beach. All right, everybody, we now are at Ruby Beach. We are about halfway up the Washington State coastline, headed toward the town of Forks and Twilight. But we're not going to make it there because Tammy has remote viewed this area. And Tammy, tell us what you've seen.
Well, I've actually had dreams about this place for years. I need to go down there. There are some rock formations down there that have been in my dreams, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to find. I just know that I need to go down there, and I will find it.
All right, sounds good. Well, let's go check it out.
All right.
Right now, Jen and Jenna are both looking around at the area and trying to see if they have any sign or any indication of a Bigfoot. And we've lost Tammy, so we're gonna have to go catch up with her. So, Jenna, you have anything? Are you getting anything right now?
There's so much beauty. I'm not really feeling a lot in this area, but I wish that we could get started with a remote viewing at this location. And you said there's not any kind of...
We'll find out.
Oh, there's somebody up there.
I'm not saying anything. If you guys want to remote view it, let's...
Well, if we don't have internet, we may not be able to.
But
Okay, so right now the She-Squatchers are coming up behind me, and we have lost one of our party, Tammy. She had remote viewed, and she had had dreams about this very site, and we brought her here, and somehow she seems to have completely disappeared.
I'll go find her.
Any sign of Tammy?
I'll go find her.
Oh, no need to find her. That'll make a better story. So, no, we'll go find her and see if there's any remote viewing success or any Bigfoot contact. All right, so let's move out. All right, so right now we see that Tammy has actually made it, out. So we're gonna go over and check out behind that rock. All right, Tammy, so you went over to that rock, and what led you over there? What inspired you to go check out that particular rock?
well, there's a little river that runs through it, and there's a hole over there that people are over there taking pictures in. It's really, really nice. But the thing that drew me over there, actually, were these. And there are these rocks in a sea of gray and tans. There are these white rocks over there, and I knew that I was supposed to get one for each one of us. And I even got one for you.
Thank you.
I believe it's quartz by looking at it, mixed with some other things, but
I think seem much smaller than the
It
other
is
ones.
smaller, but you know, you can go hunt for your own over there.
Okay.
That's small
so,
enough for you to put in your pocket.
So we didn't see any Bigfoot over there.
There's not. There is some stumps, and there is a nice long branch that there used to be a tree over there, I can tell. And I would have loved to brought it back for you, but it was like 20 feet long.
I appreciate the thought.
Yes, definitely. I'm like, oh, I wonder if you could carve something with this, but I didn't know if you could carve or anything.
No, not really. So good call.
But it's very exhilarating over there, and there's an energy over there that is so chaotic. It's like from the waves and bouncing off the waves, off the rocks for so long. It's just awesome to touch and to feel, and
Yep.
it's just amazing. If
Yeah.
you come out here, you need to go look at it.
Yeah. You have a lot of energy, as you say, because you've got a lot of water here, salt water moving very rapidly, lots of tides, lots of current coming in from the Pacific, coming in from Asia, and Alaska, the Aleutian chain. So lots of energy in this particular spot. A real good habitat for a Bigfoot.
Definitely. I would not be surprised to see one here.
All right, Tammy. Well, let's go see what the girls are up to.
Okay.
At Ruby Beach, Tammy was able to secure the rocks that she was looking for. Now, if these rocks were part of a personal journey or one that were going to help us in our communication or in the location of a Bigfoot, I wasn't sure. All I knew was that she felt this was successful and it was time to be on our way. Next stop, Lake Quinault. Now, before we went to the Lake Quinault area where we were going to research the Bigfoot, I decided it would be a good idea to show the girls the Lake Quinault Lodge, famous for President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's stay there and all the rich people back in the 1930s. All right, so we are now at the Lake Quinault Lodge, and we are on our way up to do another viewing. But we just wanted to check this out real quick and show you a couple things. So we are now at Lake Quinault, and the girls have remote viewed I should add, a Sasquatch in this area. So what we're going to do now in the closing hours of daylight is we're going to go check out this trail. I'm just going to show you. As you can see that the park is closed for the season, but we're going to go ahead and check down this trail and see if we can't find any signs of Sasquatch. What do you think, Jen? What's our prognosis?
Well, I'm sad that it's closed, but
You're sad that it's closed, but you think we're going to see a Bigfoot?
I don't know.
All right, well, we can't do anything but check it out. So let's go do it.
That's good.
Let's go do it.
Go under or around?
I walked around.
I go inside.
You're crazy. You're living on the edge.
Living on the edge.
So let's go check out that sound.
That sounds like it's somebody's working over there.
Is that Bigfoot?
That is not.
Nope.
You are not Bigfoot.
Have you seen Bigfoot? No. Nowhere around? Do you know where the creek is?
Right there.
Okay.
What's down there?
Where?
Down there.
The lake? Do you want to go that way?
I'm kind of being. I
Okay.
kind of do, but
All right, let's go there.
I mean, it's
So
more
we-
of an uphill hill.
Yep.
Hill.
yeah, I'm just thinking. Maybe Tammy and I. Well, no, it's awesome. Is it? We end up at the same place? I don't know.
Well, you take the high road and we'll take the low road.
We'll meet somewhere in between.
And we'll be in Scotland before ye.
It's okay. I'm fine. I'm not letting you walk alone.
Yeah, they can go by the guy with the axe.
Right.
So this is the campground. And I'm not going to talk. Well, I think if she wants to go up the creek,
I hear the creek over there.
Yeah, so we've got to go back.
That's okay. It goes around.
Okay. Now look at that. How about that?
That was gorgeous.
Can't see that in Fargo.
No, you certainly cannot.
So we are just walking along the basically campground road, and we're trying to be quiet because we are actually out investigating some Bigfoot sightings that have happened here. And what we're trying to do is make our way to a creek, which we can kind of hear. So this is all windfall that this guy's cutting up for firewood. And more windfall, and this is all alder, so pretty good firewood, good for burning. And there's the creek. So next thing we want to do is we want to go and we want to see if we can find Jen and Jenna, and hopefully the guy with the axe hasn't done them in yet. Pretty cool, eh?
This is gorgeous.
All right, so we're just walking around and we are kind of paralleling the stream here. And the stream is where they remote viewed our Bigfoot. So here's the stream. And let's go find Jen and Jenna and see if they want to traipse up the creek or what.
My battery's dead.
Oh. Well, I told Jen I'd sell you guys my footage, so it's not gonna be cheap. What's that? Yeah, so the creek is here. There it is. So we're gonna. So Jen, what is the story with this place? You want to give us a little narrative on the way up?
Okay, so when we knew we were going to be coming to Washington, we started remote viewing locations. And I was really drawn to this location at, are we saying the location?
Yeah.
Okay, I was really drawn to the location at Quinault Lake. And sort of looking at areas. Didn't have to go too hard, and we started to see Bigfoot on the remote view. And it's a geographic remote view. We're using satellite imagery, focusing on specific locations, and asking to see if there's any Bigfoot there. And if there is, we start to see that. I like this area over here.
So did you get a signal for one Bigfoot or?
I saw two.
Okay.
And what's interesting then is I drop a pin to grab the GPS coordinates, and I send the pin, the GPS coordinates to my team members. I sent them quite a few different GPS coordinates. And then they look at the area. They're supposed to look around. I never drop it right on the spot. I usually drop it near it so that it doesn't, just... And then they send the GPS coordinates back to see if they see something there. And so Jenna had looked. She also saw two Bigfoots in here.
Wow.
And I saw them following the creek up the hill. Down in here. They were down in here.
Wow. Okay.
And they were following the creek up the hill and into the forest up there.
Wow. Okay.
Now, when we got here, I didn't know that this campground was closed. I thought it was odd that they would be in the campground or they didn't integrate in it. So when we got here, we found out that this campground was closed. And there was a gate across the road there.
All right. So it's pretty good pretty good odds, pretty good place to look for a Bigfoot, I guess. Now, if you look up past that's the road that we came in on, and then going up farther, you just go back into basically pristine wilderness and mountains. Hasn't even been logged, no roads up there, so really a great habitat for potential Bigfoot. So these guys have seen two, and I'll just give you a shot here of the waterfall, and that's it. So probably if there's a Bigfoot around here, they're probably just waiting up there past the road, and then at night you have places here, there's garbage, there's lots of tourists in these spots here, so there's lots of places where they can come if they're looking for garbage or whatever. And then of course this lake is full of fish, so and then there's deer and elk all around here. No better place for a Bigfoot. It's like a McDonald's. So and no plug for McDonald's, but this is probably one of the best Bigfoot territories you're going to see. And what are we looking at?
Looking at the trees up there. Aren't they neat?
Yep. All that moss. I think that one right there is Randy. You knew that because you're in Minnesota. You're from Minnesota. So.
Going to know.
All right. All right. Well, we have checked out this location pretty thoroughly, and we found out that we are now missing one of our party, and so we are going to have to make a quick return trip the way we came, because Jen says she was behind us, and this is how people end up 411. So we are gonna go and find our missing compadre. Now come on, Jen, she wasn't behind us.
She was. I filmed her going down that trail behind you.
No.
Yes.
So there's the Axeman, in case we need to get a look at all of our suspects. So Axeman is over there.
All right, I'm going to go this way, and you guys can go that way.
All right. Look for her body in those woods.
Oh, I see her. She's at the
There
car.
she is.
She's at the car.
Uh-huh.
Is that the car?
Car.
Mystery solved.
I see the big She-Squatchers.
Well, it got exciting for a minute, but we found her.
Yeah. Did you just put it on? Yeah, it's on now. Oh.
So how did you do it? How did you get it to work when your fingers were so
It's
cold?
pretty cold out here, but I'm wearing this. My fingers were so cold that when I touched the phone, it wouldn't register, so I had to sit there like this and do my pictures.
Once we'd finished researching the area at Lake Quinault, we decided with the daylight we had left, we might have just enough time to make it to our third stop, and that was along Donkey Creek Road, where Jen had been getting some very serious premonitions in her remote viewing. So it was back in the car and off to Donkey Creek Road. All right, so we are at our last stop of the evening. We are on Donkey Creek Road. Behind me is Donkey Creek. Now, Jen and Tammy and Jenna have all remote viewed this area, and they seem to think that this is a promising Sasquatch location. As you can see, we actually just had a couple of bald eagles that flew by here. And so you've got a lot of salmon in this creek. You've got a lot of elk, you've got a lot of deer, and obviously this is a very isolated area. So here comes Jen now. So let's ask her, Jen, what is going on here? What's happening at this site?
All right, so when we first got here and pulled up, I heard a lot of movement back over here. Mm-hmm. Oop, we can move the camera back over here.
Okay.
We heard a lot of movement. As I just got out of the car, everybody else was still getting out of the car, and it sounded like something rushed away. So that was a good sign. That's why I usually like to get out of the car with the camera going and get right to it. We're losing light here, so the sun's going down quite early out here in Washington, so that's unfortunate. But this is definitely a squatchy spot.
Yep, squatchy spot. You heard it. You heard it from the expert right there.
Yeah.
All right, well,
What do you think,
Tammy? Yeah, Tammy, what do you think of this spot?
Other than the fact that it is very gorgeous, definitely I think that I could see Bigfoot coming down here and feeding in the water and grabbing some salmon out of the river. And I think that you would definitely be able to see one of them bathing or something down here. It's a great area. It's a really good area. I kind of want to go down there.
Yep.
But it's getting dark and it's
It is.
slippery.
We'll have to save this for another time, maybe next year at the next Sasquatch Summit.
Absolutely.
There's just not enough hours in the day.
Yep, for squatching. All right, so we will head back to Ocean Shores now, and we will do a wrap-up of this video, and we'll post this on the internet and get ready for the Sasquatch Summit. Yahoo!
Yay.
See you
Thanks so
there.
much. Bye.
Now, by the time I dropped the ladies off that night at their hotel, it had been a long, long day. I'd driven all the way from outside of Seattle, Washington, all the way down to Ocean Shores, and then up the Pacific Coast. I was a little bit tired. But on the drive back in the dark, we got to discuss a lot of ideas, a lot of activities, and a lot of things those she-squatchers have done and are getting ready to do. So I was convinced more than ever with their gear and the way they really attack these research areas. When we arrived, they were out. There was no hesitation. They were out. They were looking. They were feeling. And it was just an amazing time. And I realized when I left them at their hotel, these she-squatchers, they are the real deal. Now, if you're watching this video and you want to go out and investigate the woods, and you want to go out with the she-squatchers, or you want to go out with any of the other fine folks you're going to see interviewed at the Sasquatch Summit, remember one thing we always say at Encounters USA. If you're out with those she-squatchers or anybody doing Bigfoot or dogman or alien investigations, always watch your back. And 2 days later, the she-squatchers put on an amazing presentation at the Sasquatch Summit in Ocean Shores, Washington at the Quinault Beach Casino. It was an incredible event, and I felt very lucky to have been a part of their adventure here in the Pacific Northwest. Ladies, we all wish you the best of luck, and we hope that your Sasquatching adventures keep you safe, as well as keeping us entertained and informed with your progress. So for everybody out there, please subscribe and please tune in to our next podcast. And remember, always watch your back.
You guys have told me to do, so we're auctioning that piece off, but we'll still do our raffle.
Good job.
Oh. Plowing, planting, working, and weaving until Saturday night.
So there's an eagle, a bald eagle, right here on the ocean shore. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, we're moving. That's a turkey, Jen.
Look, great picture.